Alright guys, so I've been messing around with this 4-inch bandsaw that I showed you in last week's video, and I've just been playing around with it, doing some cuts, and I've already decided that I'm going to have to modify this bandsaw. The whole reason behind getting a bandsaw was so that I could just kind of put the stock in there, turn it on, and have it cut the stock. Well, with these 4-inch benchtop models, they're made to pull the trigger and actually you physically cut it. But I'm trying to get away from that. So I thought, if I can take out and remove this torsion spring here, will it have enough weight on the head to just kind of cut with gravity? So today what we're going to do is we're going to modify it by taking that spring out. We're going to try and see what we've got. So it's got this cap nut here and this bolt. I'm going to take that off, maybe. Alright, it's going to be difficult. Alright, so I've got that out, and I'm just going to remove this torsion spring. Try not to pinch this washer here. I'm going to try to put it back on. Okay. So that seems pretty good right there. So that goes down on its own now. You can always throw this lock out here, and that'll keep it from coming down on you while you're trying to put stock in there. So now I'm going to just do the same cut I did in last week's video. I've got a piece of 1/4 inch aluminum here. This is 3 inches, and we're going to just going to cut it and see how it works with gravity. Now, in order for this saw to work, you have to hold this trigger in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clamp it closed. We'll power it on, and then Alright, I'm not sure exactly how much time that was, but it seems like it was about the same amount of time as cutting it manually. The cut looks just as nice as it did when I was cutting it manually. Here's the one that I cut manually, and then here is with gravity. So yeah, really nice cuts, not any difference. Seems to be cutting square. So that's great. So now I can just turn it on, let it cut with gravity. So that solves that problem. Now I don't have to sit here and man the saw. I can be doing other things, which is, you know, the whole point of getting the machine in the first place. With the portable saw, I had to sit there and it was just tying me up the whole time I was cutting, and I wasn't getting as clean a cuts as this. So another issue I see that I'm going to have to work out is this switch. So let me vacuum these shavings up, and then we're going to open up this electrical box and see what we've got in here. Alright, so what we've got here is our selector switch. This is low and high speed, and then our on-off. Okay, so I've got power coming in on this black and white wire. This is the 110 volts coming in, and then of course ground goes over to the board there, or to the frame. And then I've got this cable, which has this clear on the connector here. It goes to the motor, to one side of the motor. And then this black wire here goes to the other side of the motor. So that leaves me with this white wire and then this wire right here. So I'm going to check these two for continuity to see if it goes to the switch, and I'm pretty sure it does. Gotta have 3 hands here. Alright, so those are my 2 wires. Then I need to wire into some type of switch to so that when the saw hits the end of its travel, it'll trip the switch and turn this off. Alright guys, so what we're going to do here is I've got the electrical box taken down here. This mounted up here like this, and then it's actually 2 pieces, and then this is the switch part of it. But I've taken this off because what I've done is I've drilled a hole here in the bottom, and I'm going to place a grommet in here and then run a piece of wire. Now this wire is just a cord, a section of a cord that came from, I don't know, a piece of machine. I always cut the cord off stuff if I'm getting rid of something, and save it. You never know when you're going to use it, and this is one of those occasions. So the machine here has these holes. So it's already got a hole here, so what I'm going to do is just run this cable up through this hole and then feed it around like so and up into the box. And then this is going to go on the other end. It's going to go down through the bottom underneath and to our switch. Now what we're going to use is this little plunger style switch here. I'll shoot a link to one like this on eBay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this. It has these mounting holes here on the bracket. I'm going to drill these 3 holes, 1 for the plunger and 2 for the mount. And then I've got a mark here, and I'm going to stick it underneath the saw, and then when it comes down it will just trip the switch and turn the saw off. So now this switch here on the handle, when you press it, it just basically sends 110 volts to the saw. So this one will send 110 volts to the saw all the time until it is turned off. Alright, so I've got this, the cord ran through here, got it into the box here. You can see I've left a little slack here as we come around. I'm just going to go under here, and then this, I didn't want to put connectors here because I didn't want them to fall off, so I just kind of drilled a hole through the little spade there, and then soldered that, and then now it's going to mount like that. So let me get that mounted. We'll talk about the wiring and then we'll button that up. Alright, so I've put this plunger in here. So what I did was I had to extend this. So I took a bolt, a 1/4 inch bolt. Took a 1/4 inch bolt and I turned it down, and this is 440, and I threaded that and then just rounded over the end to extend this plunger here. So now when it comes down, it hits the plunger. Here I've got the wire coming, it's coming through the base, goes into my box here, and then I have these 2 wires here. This blue connector here is going to go here, and then the white one is going to go back into this to go up to the speed control switch. So we've got our power coming in here and our neutral, going to our switch, then power goes out this wire here, goes down to our plunger, goes back into the white wire, goes into this diode here, up to the high-low switch, and then back out to the motor. So we power it on, and then when we hit the plunger, it cuts off. Now, as soon as I let go of the plunger, of course, it's going to come back on. And I just have to remember to turn it off. But the only alternative is to power the incoming 110 volts and send that to the switch, and then back up to this switch. So then you have the master power, and then when the plunger hits, it will kill power to this, which will turn this switch off. The switch will release when power is removed. So I can do that, but then that will require messing with the wiring. So I'll try it like this. We'll see how it goes, and then I'll just have to remember to turn it off. We'll see if that becomes an issue. Alright, let me get this all back together, and we'll cut some more pieces and we'll see how it works. Alright, we're going to give it a try. Same piece. It's been running about a minute, so let's give it a shot. That works great. Now I just have to remember to turn it off, and then we're good. Now you can see that You can see a lot of shavings get right here. And so that's why I didn't want to put the switch anywhere down in here, because I just felt like it would get built up with shavings. And this right here, it's kind of out of the way. Alright, let's see if we got some different kind of stock to cut here. Alright, we've got this chunk here. This is 2 inches by 1 3/4, so let's give it a shot. We're just taking a slice off of it. Alright, let's give this a go. Pretty smooth. I mean, it's a really smooth cut. The blade is an 8/12 variable pitch. Now this stock wasn't square when I stuck it in there. It was just a piece of stuff I had laying around, so the bottom was already cut. But so it's hard to say that if that was going to be square or not. But this way it's pretty square in the vise there, so that's pretty good. That's this way. It does look like it's a little thicker on this bottom side here than it is on the top side. However, it could have been sitting in there because this bottom is wasn't machined, so I don't know. But pretty good cut there. Happy with that. Let's try some steel. Got this steel pipe here. Of course, that wasn't very thick. That was just like 1/8" wall there. It is hot, though, I can tell you that. So the blade's not hot, but that piece is hot, and the pipe's hot. Alright, last piece I'm going to cut is looks like 1/2" flat bar. This is steel. Let's cut a slice off it. This is all dry, so now I don't cut that much steel, so this is just for you guys. That's a really nice finish on that. I mean, this blade cut's good. I mean, that is nice and smooth. Alright, well, I can't complain too much about that. The saw's working really well. So, it'll cut pipe. Cut aluminum. Yeah, does all of it pretty good. So pretty happy with the way that this saw works. Now, as far as the brand goes, this one seems to be really nice, but I can't recommend one or the other. They all seem to be really nice. The Bally was about $800. It was the most expensive one. I did see a couple of differences. I'm guessing it doesn't have a torsion spring inside. It has a spring right here where you can adjust the fall. That might be a nice feature, but I don't see that that's something that I couldn't simply just add to this. In fact, it's in the manual. However, it didn't come on the saw, so I'm not really sure. If you look at the parts breakdown on the manual, it's there. And there's part numbers for it, but it's not actually on the machine itself. But you can see this this return spring here. It's got this little adjuster here. And I'm assuming it goes somewhere in the back, at least from the photos that I can see from like the Bally model. The Bally also does look like it might have a cast base. It's hard to tell. The wind, the clutch, they all were pretty similar. And this was $299. Those are about $340, $350, $399. So they vary. This was like the cheapest one that looked like this. And so I decided to get it. Really happy. I mean, yeah, it's pretty solid. All this is cast aluminum. It's works really well, and you can see it fits right on the bench top, so I can just kind of push it out of the way to make clearance there, and when I need to cut stuff, I can cut it. Can also move it because it's, you know, it's portable, so that's nice. It's portable. I can move it. Lock it down, move it, and then you can just pick it up and carry it where you need to go. So really nice. So those are the modifications. So I think this is going to solve at least most of my issues with not being able to have space for a larger 4x6 or 7x. With the new modifications, it cuts automatic. Seems to work really well, so I got no complaints. That was pretty simple, a couple hours, and drill some holes, and wire in the switch, and that was video in it too, so you know that always takes time. But yeah, really happy. So I'll try to give an update down the road and let you guys know. But if you're interested in one of these little benchtop portable bandsaws, check them out. They seem to work really well. Guys, if you're new to my channel and you're just tuning in, click on that subscribe button down below. If I post a video and it's something you're interested in, they'll send you a link and you can stop by and check it out. As always, guys, please feel free to ask questions, make suggestions, or leave comments. Thanks for watching the video. Thumbs up if you like the video. Please subscribe, and most importantly, be safe.